Soy sauce. It's a condiment found everywhere, one that many of us perhaps don't think much about when adding to our food. But did you know that Singapore is actually home to a globally acclaimed soy sauce made using traditional fermentation processes? Kwang Ho Sing was born over 70 years ago. Amid Singapore's rapid developments in the early years of independence and the resulting emphasis on efficiency and productivity, it persevered in sustaining its traditional methods of brewing, resisting the trend of mechanization. We spoke to Mr. Simon Wu of Kwang Ho Sing to find out more about this traditional process, as well as the choices they had to make at the crossroads between tradition and modernity.
其实酱青跟酱油的重要性，对我来讲就好像爸爸跟妈妈一样。酱青像你的妈妈，她会陪伴着你，无论小事无论大事，当你需要答案的时候，你问她，她就会给你。同样的酱青，你要沾东西，你要煮东西，你要用在什么的菜肴里面，你都可以用到它。酱油呢，它是比较重的口味，所以就好像爸爸这样，当你需要重口味的东西，你需要大决定的时候，你就要请爸爸来问爸爸的意见。所以酱青跟酱油就好像爸爸妈妈，天天都在陪伴着你。我姓胡，名敬荣，是在广和兴里面做 director， 我要 direct 这个广和兴走向以后的将来。1943年，我的爸爸从中国来到新加坡，他就跟人家学习如何去用天然的方式去酿造酱青酱油。酱青酱油看起来是简单的，但是整个过程从一粒黄豆开始，当黄豆泡水就要泡整8个小时，然后再蒸煮4-5个小时，之后呢还要跟面粉、酵母菌跟人去把它捞均匀，给它均匀的酵母菌跟面粉跟黄豆都和在一起，然后放在那个盘子上面去发酵4到5天，之后再把它移去缸里面，再放盐水下去，然后盐水放进去了之后，还要经过太阳的照射，那就是很漫长的一个发酵时间，至少要1年以上。有很多人都劝我们把这个传统发酵的工艺换成机械化，但是机械化所发酵出来的味道没有我们这种传统发酵出来的味道这么的丰裕，而且它是2个不同的工艺，不同的工艺发酵出来的你就找不到那个初恋的感觉了。时间你愿不愿意给他，然后你要想你的下一代，你的接班人，他们愿不愿意跟你有同样的概念去做同样辛苦的发酵行业。我是感恩，因为我有3个孩子，他们都愿意去接受这样的传承，把这个生意做起来。
Hi, my name is Darren. I'm the son of Simon, and we run Kwang Ho Sing together as a family business. We started off don't liking to come here to the factory to work because we, as far as I can remember, in June holidays we always have to come back here to work. We start to learn the craft, and slowly we start to get to know the workers as well, and that is where the passion actually start to build up. Do I want to carry on the business? Yes, we do want to carry on the business. Not just me, but me and my brothers as well. Because what we like to do is we like to further our heritage here in Singapore.
其实传统是需要去保留的，传统也需要一批的人坚持去做。如果每个人都把传统的东西都放掉，以后就找不到历史，找不到我们以前的根。我们是怎样做酱青酱油，怎样去天然发酵酱青酱油的。所以传统来讲是看你怎样看，如果你要以钱来衡量这传统的话，那就很可悲。但是如果你看到它的价值，有一般的人愿意付出时间劳力去慢慢的等待，把最好的呈现上来，这是无价的，是金钱买不到的。所以我个人认为这个传统一定要保留，而且这个传统需要很多人的支持跟一起鼓励，让它继续延伸下去。
This story is not just one of soy sauce, but of Singapore's development as a whole and the choices we have had to make in a resource-scarce nation. As we progress, we are forced to grapple with tough questions, like the trade-offs between protecting our past and providing for the future. The debate surrounding tearing down Golden Mile Complex, or exhuming the graves from Bukit Brown Cemetery to make way for a highway, show that Singaporeans are fighting for our heritage, even as we look to the future. Questions of, what have we lost? What must we protect? And how can we strike a balance continue to surface in our discourse? To find out more about these choices, we sat down with Dr. Harlem Stevens, Associate Professor at the School of Humanities at Nanyang Technological University. Dr. Stevens teaches classes on food history and more broadly, the history of science and technology, and has shared with us a little bit about the history of soy sauce in Singapore.
What's interesting to me about this story is the way it's flipped. In fact, that in the 1950s and 60s, I think modernization was very much about speeding up, efficiency, mass production, selling as much as you can, making it quickly. And that was also, not only was that efficient, and not only was it making money and aligned with development, but it was healthy, right? Because if the contrast is making soy sauce in some uncle's house and then selling it off the back of his trishaw, then actually this is like putting it in a nice, clean, hygienic bottle is actually healthier. That's stage one. I think what's happened now is, in fact, that not only the part about economic development through these kind of culture and through tradition, but also our ideas about health have changed, right? Our idea about health is now, do we want the mass-produced thing? No, we don't, right? Actually, what we consider healthy is something that's organic, right? Something that is produced on a small scale, right? With care and with time. So there's this kind of reversal, not only of our ideas about how to make money out of this, but also about our ideas about health, right? And if you go to Kwong Wo Hing and you look around the walls of their sales room, you'll see all kinds of posters about health, about how tradition and traditional methods equals healthy. There's a feeling in Singapore, and this is just my sense, a kind of, in German people say Zeitgeist, right? Which means a kind of spirit in the air, right? That actually development is proceeded very quickly, that things have maybe even gone too fast, and that actually there's something lost, right? This is a kind of yearning for some kind of nostalgia. Now we've reached a certain level of development. Do we really need to go so fast? Maybe we're missing out on something valuable here by going too fast, and maybe we can afford to slow down. And I think that feeling, that nostalgic feeling, is part of the turn towards some of these more heritage ideas, towards the kind of preserving not only food, but also other things, even, songs, dances. So I see a turning point here, the Book It Brown episode. That, I think, people cared about. People began to say, hang on a minute, maybe, again, too fast. People began to push back a little bit. That controversy, right, created a bit of awareness to some extent about some of these ideas of memory and heritage and tradition.
It is hard to say how long the practices we call tradition will last, but one thing is clear. In a society that charges on with efficiency, more and more people are finding themselves unwilling to be dragged along. To secure an identity, we turn towards finding authenticity in areas ranging from food to fashion, showing a preference for products that are a relic of a simpler time. This trend may spell a bright future for traditional trades. Nevertheless, this is not to say that trades never change. Traditional trades that represent our history, ironically, need to be the most innovative, to continually adapt and evolve to fight for their place in modern society. Chinatown, Kampong Glam and Little India, for instance, are evolving to sustain their relevance and attractiveness, while simultaneously retaining their unique traditional flavours. Wang He Sing itself has expanded its catalogue to create products beyond soy sauce, selling various other sauces and seasonings in order to capture a greater market. The task of protecting culture and tradition in the modern world is not an easy one, and traditional trades cannot expect to be able to take a laid-back position in simply sustaining their practice.
哇，有没有流泪啊？